Alright, let's see what this one's about. 2,000 views or so. This is a video from January 16, 2007.
Yeah. So, here it is. I am here to give us the on Nietzsche. I have listened rather to your video that I'm responding to yesterday, so I think that's good. I was going to reply right away, but I didn't, and maybe it's good. It sinks in. Lets the parts I really wanted to reply to rise to the top. First of all, I love Nietzsche. I always called him Nietzsche for years, so it's hard for me to remember Nietzsche to be the more correct pronunciation, since I believe in pronouncing things as closely as possible to the original language. But anyway, Nietzsche, that deconstruction of I think therefore I am is the most magnificent thing, because I mean, it says so much in so little. It truly is the 10 sentences that could be a book. Not that it is literally 10 sentences, but I mean, it's so condensed, because I think therefore I am, just breaking it down to the fact that I think is an assertion. I am contains enough assertions to do in place of I think therefore I am. And he's not arguing against Descartes' conclusion. That's another beautiful thing. He's just talking about the argument itself, not the conclusion. It is still true that we are. In other words, therefore I am is still true. But the idea that we are the result of thought rather than the cause of it makes sense to a lot of people that I've discussed this with over the years. And most people in a modern context will at least, admit that that's possible. They understand that the brain is the seat of the mind, and even if they, as often is the case, still have spiritual, that is metaphysically spiritual ideas in their worldview, they still tend to hold them in a way that understands that yes, maybe we're the result of thinking. Also we always have these ideas that it's hard to control ourselves sometimes, and that too is the moment where we feel like the result of thinking. Anyway, I enjoy the discussion of Nietzsche. I'm a huge fan of Nietzsche. I think he offers us tools, and that's really the key part. I think he offers us tools, like we're the voyagers. In Nietzsche's worldview, we're voyagers, and we're voyaging through this philosophical world of ideas, and Nietzsche's at a certain point, and if we're already near him, he can call out to us and say, hey, come over to this base, and then he supplies you with tools and ideas that you're going to need to go on to the next part of the path. And the funny thing is, he never went on to the next part of the path. He tells us even that, that, well, this is how far I got. And he's like the guy there in a marathon that's handing out bananas and bottles of water to the runners. And we're the runners because we're in a newer generation. And he gives us these tools, not conclusions, but tools we can use to make our own conclusions. So I just absolutely adore this set of tools that Nietzsche gave us.
Yeah, me too. I agree with this dude.